Let's do a little bit of analysis on this loan situation. We borrowed $10,000 to buy a car. The annual interest rate was 5.5%, and we discovered that the monthly payment to pay it off in 4 years was $232.56. Let's work out how much interest we've paid over the course of this loan, so over the course of the 4 years. To do that, what we want to start with is the total amount that we paid. Total amount paid. To work that out, we want to think about how much we are paying each month over the entire 4 years. That would be $232.56 every month, and we're paying that every month. That's 12 months out of the year, and we're doing that for 4 years. So if we multiply $232.56 times 12 times 4, that would give us a total amount that we paid of $11,162.88. So that's the total amount paid. But what I really was asking here is how much interest did we pay? Well, to find the interest, we have to start with the total amount that we paid and then subtract off what we borrowed. Okay, because what's left after what we borrowed is what we paid the bank in interest. So the interest is always going to be the total paid minus the principal, the original principal. So that would be $11,162.88 minus $10,000. And I've written almost a little too big here. I'll squeeze my answer in here. That's $1,162.88 in interest. That is the interest that we actually have paid in the course of for the loan over the course of those 4 years. We paid $1,162.88 in interest. Now let's investigate what would happen if we wanted to have a 5-year loan instead of a 4-year loan. So what would our monthly payment have to be first of all? And then let's also look at how much interest we would have paid if we had paid off the loan in 5 years versus 4. So let's start with the monthly payment. So to find the monthly payment, we're going to use that Google Sheets, or actually really it's just a general formula in spreadsheets for working out payments. Start with equals PMT, the interest rate as a decimal, 0.055, divided by 12 because we have to take it down to a monthly interest rate, comma, the number of payments would be 12 times a year, but now we're going out 5 years. So instead of 4 here, I'm saying times 5. We still have the same loan amount of $10,000. Don't use a comma there. And then 0, we want to pay off the loan at the end. So if you were trying this out in Google Sheets like I was in just in the last video, you would actually have the only difference between the formula we started with and this one is that we changed the 4 to a 5 to change from 4 to 5 years. If we work this out, it turns out to be $191.01. And that would make sense that you'd be paying a little less per month if you're going to pay it off over a longer period of time. So our monthly payment for paying it off in 4 years was $232.56. For paying it off in 5 years, it's $191.01 per month. Now let's work out how much interest that would be. The total amount that we paid first, we need to calculate. That would be $191.01 every month. See if I can put the number in correctly. $191.01 per month for 12 months, and that's for 5 years. So multiplying the monthly amount by 12 and 5, that gives us that we would have been paying $11,460.60 altogether. The interest can then be found by subtracting that total amount of $11,460.60 and the amount of the loan to begin with, $10,000. So when you pay back a loan, you're paying back the loan amount and interest. So if you subtract the loan amount, you will be left with interest. And in this case, we're left with $1,460.60 in interest. So our interest, when we pay off over the course of 5 years instead of 4 years, our interest that we paid goes up by about $300. So we end up paying more interest because we are keeping the money from the lending organization for longer. So because the time period of loan is longer, you end up having to pay more interest back. They're basically charging you for having that money longer, having it out for longer.